So in this video, I'm going to be ranking the Marvel Legends MCU Iron Man figures. So I'm going to go through most of all the Iron Man figures that have been released for the MCU version. There's going to be a few that I'm going to leave out that are a little older ones, but we'll go ahead and get started here. So coming in at number 16 is the What If Zombie Iron Man, which I believe was the Mark 50 Iron Man, or Mark 50 suit. This one was okay, but it's a very small character. Within that episode, we don't really see him that much, so not the biggest character there. I mean, it's a kind of cool design with the zombie Iron Man, but it's not that great. And once again, you know, it's just a small part within one episode of What If. So that one's at the low end, or the very bottom. So next we have the Mark 21, I believe. It's the all gold Iron Man suit that came in the 2-pack with Happy Hogan. This one I'm not that fond of. It's just all gold. I like the gold and red mix, or red or maroon and gold. So we have that one. Next we have the Mark 1 from the first 10 years 2-pack. So this is the one that came with the Tony Stark figure. That figure they had a release of that figure before, but the one in the first 10 years 2-pack is slightly updated. So that's why I included this one instead of the first one, because this is a slightly better version. This figure wasn't too bad, really. Just the suit itself's not my favorite. So next on the list we have the Iron Man Mark 50 from Infinity War. And this one, so the Mark 50 Iron Man suit from Infinity War has been released probably, I think, at least 4 times, with slight variations. So this one is the one that came in the 3-pack with Thanos and Doctor Strange, and he had the button that you could push and it lit up the arc reactor in his chest, which was kind of cool. But I think the articulation was a little bit different, like maybe the arm like clicked in place or something. But the red on that figure was a little bit too bright and wasn't quite accurate to the actual suit in the movie, but it was kind of cool to have that arc reactor light up. So it's a little lower on the list, but it's kind of cool. Alright, so the next one we have is the Mark 46 from Civil War. This one has also been released a few times, but this one is slightly different because it's the battle damaged version. It came in the 3-pack with Spider-Man and Captain America from Civil War as well. This one's pretty cool. The suit I do like. It's not my favorite, but it's kind of cool. I like the battle damaged suit, but I prefer having just a clean suit. So that one's a little bit lower because of that. Next we have, it's the same suit. It's the Mark 46 from Civil War, but it's just the clean suit by itself from the Ant-Man Build-A-Figure wave. So it's slightly better, slightly improved. Basically the same, but just without the battle damaged. So next we have the Age of Ultron suit. I'm not sure what mark that suit is, but this is the one from the Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure wave. This one was pretty cool. I like this suit slightly better than the Civil War one. That's why I ranked this one just slightly higher. But yeah, that's a pretty cool suit. So next, let's see here. What do we have next? We have the Mark 50 from Infinity War. So this is the same as the one that came in the 3-pack, except for this one's just the release by itself, and it didn't have the light up arc reactor. And this one I have a little bit higher because the articulation is slightly better, and this is actually the first figure that I bought when I was got into Marvel Legends and I was serious about collecting. It's not the first Marvel Legend I ever had, but it's the first, I guess, modern or newer one that I bought. So that's probably why it's a little bit higher on this list. Alright, so now we have the suit from Spider-Man Homecoming, and this one came in the 2-pack with Spider-Man, and this suit's pretty cool. It's got a little bit of silver in it, but it's still not my favorite suit, but it is pretty cool, so that's why it is ranked a little bit higher. And then we have the Mark 85 suit, which is from Endgame. So this one has also been released quite a few times. This has been re-released here just recently for the sort of Marvel Studios line, or the A-list line, where they're re-releasing some of the like major characters like Iron Man, Spider-Man, and stuff. So that one has been re-released. I didn't include the newest one with the A-list one because it's basically the same as this one. But this one is the one from the Bro Thor Build-A-Figure wave from Endgame. And this one's a pretty good suit. I like this one quite a bit. And then we have the Mark 50 again, but this one is probably the best version of the Mark 50. So I believe it was a Target exclusive, but it was a 2-pack, and it came with the Iron Spider, the only Iron Spider with the actual claws for Marvel Legends. But this one had a lot of cool accessories, which is the coolest part about the Mark 50 suit, is that he could have sort of the nano suit, and it could form into whatever, which was pretty cool. And then also the shade of red or maroon was accurate, or more so accurate to the movie, a little bit darker rather than the bright red. So this is the best version of the Mark 50, so that is why it's a lot higher on this list, and the accessories as well. So now we have the Mark II, which is the silver suit from the first Iron Man. So they had released a Mark II like when the first Iron Man initially came out, and I didn't include that because this is an updated version. But this is the one that just came out not too long ago. Has the a couple different head sculpt or heads. Has the masked one, and then the one with the mask half up. You can see the Tony Stark head underneath. That's a pretty good suit, and it's just a lot cleaner than the previous one, made way back when the first Iron Man came out. Alright, so now we have the this is the Civil War Mark 46 suit again, but it's from the Infinity Saga wave that was just released not too long ago, and it's slightly updated suit, and it has the Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt with it, which is very enticing, because that head sculpt for RDJ is really good. And I do like the suit, not my favorite, but because of the slight update and the Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt is what really sells that figure. Okay, so now we're almost to the top. We have the Mark III. So this is sort of the first like actual red and gold suit that Iron Man wore in the first Iron Man movie, and it's basically the exact same as the Mark II, just instead of silver, it has the red and gold. And this one I really like a lot because that's pretty much the suit or the look that is most iconic with Iron Man, I feel like, or the most, when I think of Iron Man, I think of that sort of suit, the more bulky type suit, and it's pretty cool. And then we have number 2, so we're almost to the top here. We have the Mark 7 from Avengers, the first Avengers in 2012. This is from the first 10 years line, and this is another one of those iconic suits. I think the Mark III from the first Iron Man and then this Mark 7 from the first Avengers are my 2 favorite suits, I think, or the ones that I generally think of when I think of Iron Man, or the classic Iron Man look. So I like this one quite a bit. The only thing that's sort of lacking in this one is it doesn't have any alternate heads or anything. But I really like the look of this figure a lot, and it has the adjustable sort of flap dills on the back. I'm not sure what they're called, thrusters or something. But I really like this one a lot. That's why it's number 2, even without the Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt or any other head sculpts. But I do really like this figure quite a bit. And then number 1, our top figure for the MCU Iron Man figures is the Mark 85 from the Thanos 2-pack for Endgame. So this one has the hand where he's snapping at the end of Endgame, where he says, "I am Iron Man," and it has the Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt. Has 2 of them actually. Has just the plain Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt. Then it has the one where he's starting to feel the effects of the snap, and he's dying. And then just the regular mask head sculpt, or helmeted head sculpt. This one I like a lot. I really like this suit, but the highlight of it is the Robert Downey Jr. head sculpts. Those look really good, and it also has the neck piece, which I like a lot. Looks really good, and the hand that has the snapping motion, and with the Infinity Stones in the hand, is really cool. And I just like the overall suit. This is probably my 3rd favorite suit. So it'd probably go the Mark 7 from Avengers, the Mark 3 from the first Iron Man, and then this one, the Mark 85 is probably my top 3. But this figure gets the top because of the Robert Downey Jr. head sculpts and the alternate hands with the Infinity Stone in it and everything. Is pretty cool. Definitely, probably the head sculpts is what definitely puts it over the top. But that is my list of, and my ranking of all the MCU Iron Man Marvel Legends figures. Once again, like I said, there is some that I did not include on this list, like some of the original Marvel Legends figures from like when the first Iron Man came out, stuff like that. And there is some on here that I did include that are multiple sort of re-release of the figure, but the ones I did include, I mainly included the ones that had slight variations, so they're not exactly the same. That is why I included a few different versions of the same suit. Like the Mark 50, I included, I think, like 3 versions or so, but they all had slight variations. That's why I included multiples of those. And then the same with the Mark 46 for Civil War. Most of those had variations, like you had the battle damage, the regular one, and then the re-release had the Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt. So that's why I included multiple of most of those because they had slight variations. So let me know what you guys think of this list. If you guys think that another figure should be number one, or what you guys think. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great day.